the wilderness. It can be said that we do not know much about it. But what we do know now is that the wise life a wolf lives is far from the villainous caricatures portrayed in children's books. Remember the story of the Little Red Riding Hood or the Three Little Pigs? It's okay if you don't. Let me recall the story of the Three Little Pigs for you. The story begins as the three little pigs start their independent lives by moving away from their family to build their own homes. The first little pig is lazy, so he builds a simple house out of straws. The second little pig worked hard, but he was still lazy and built his house out of sticks. The third little pig worked the hardest and made his house out of bricks. A hungry wolf comes by one day and decides to eat the little pigs. He comes to the first pig's home and attempts to blow it away. The first little pig flees to the house of the second little pig, but the wolf pursues him and smashes down the house once more. The first and the second little pigs escape to the third little pig's home, terrified. The wolf returns, but because the house is made of bricks, he's unable to blow it away this time. As a result, he climbs the roof to enter through the chimney, only to tumble into a kettle of boiling water and become the three little pigs' supper. Okay, I know there are many strange things about this story, but the most misleading part is the depiction of the wolf. Through this video, I will try to portray the wolves in a new light and discuss the true importance of wolves for the survival of their ecosystem and its species. Some carnivores or predators, such as the wolves, are like the officials of the forest. They sustain the entire ecosystem. These species are known as the Keystone Species. So what is a Keystone Species? To understand that, we first need to know what an ecosystem is. An ecosystem is a biological community where living organisms like plants, animals, humans, and other organisms interact with their physical environment, like the temperature, humidity, and soil, to form a bubble of life. Every factor in an ecosystem, either living or non-living, depends on each other for sustenance. And any change in one of these components can collapse the entire ecosystem. Keystone species are species whose existence sustains their entire ecosystem. Their job cannot be done by any other species, and their disappearance can be detrimental to the entire ecosystem. So if an ecosystem is an organization, then its CEO would be its keystone species. Let's take the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem in North America as an organization that has many branches, which includes mountains, forests, geysers, and freshwater habitats, and their CEO is the Mexican gray wolf. Just like in a real organization, the CEO is responsible for managing operations and executing the final decision. Similarly, these gray wolves also do the most important job of maintaining a healthy population of plant vegetation by controlling the number of prey species like the elks, bisons, rabbits, and bird species in the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem. This math is necessary to ensure that every animal and plant life can survive together. But what happens when fear, ignorance, and lack of knowledge leads to the eradication of these wolves? In the 1900s, systemic eradication of wolves started to occur across the United States of America. In case of the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem, the removal of the wolves from the ecosystem led to a drastic increase in the elk population. The elk herds competed for food and the plant vegetation they fed on did not have enough time to grow, which caused a food shortage for other herbivorous animals. It also caused soil erosion on the river banks as there were no plants to hold the soil together. Decrease in the forest cover caused a rise in temperature as trees and shrubs could no longer provide shade. Sadly, these actions against wolves were not limited to the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, but were happening in the entire North American continent. Predators were feared and killed in course of preventing livestock casualties and turning forest lands into farmlands. These instances also influenced the views of the society and writers about the nature of wolves. They viewed wolves to be dangerous beasts that hunted them and destroyed their means of livelihood. These opinions eventually led their way into the children's books, like The Three Little Pigs, The Little Red Riding Hood, and many others. What people failed to understand was that the wolves always hunt in a pack, and not alone like portrayed in The Three Little Pigs. They also protect their territory and their pack and never attack unless humans invade their territory and cause destruction. It was necessary for the wolf to hunt the pigs in The Three Little Pigs story to control the population of the pigs, as well as to only leave the most fit pig to produce genetically best offsprings. As the saying goes, better late than never. We humans have finally understood the importance of the wolves, and the US government has created programs of introducing the wolves to the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. These programs not only introduce wolves, but with them it brought balance and order back to that ecosystem. Plant vegetation started spreading, due to which landscapes started changing. River water formed different channels, and prey population gained diversity in them. Elk populations have shrunk. Heights of the willow trees have increased, and declining beaver and songbird population have recovered. This allowed prey migration and diversity in plant vegetation. Although work is being done to recover the wolf population in their original numbers, only 6,000 wolves currently occupy their original habitat. More efforts need to be made in establishing the wolf population in the remaining suitable habitats of Northeast, Southern Rocky Mountains, Southwest, Pacific Northwest, California, and elsewhere. These regions will secure a future for wolves and allow them to play their valuable ecological role in more of their former home territories. Today, many nonprofit organizations and federal government agencies are working together to stop the wolf persecution and laws that go against the wolf protection, but these efforts are wasted without our support.